If we want to lovingly engage with those who are voicing untrue worldly opinions, what is the thought that we should keep in mind as we engage? And what are good and hopefully disarming questions that we could use to begin that dialogue? Or alternatively, do you have biblical reasons why we should not engage verbally and instead just stay silent, ignore the lies, not speak, and just serve? Whoa, really cool, nuanced
questions. Yeah, lovingly engage. I think the Bible talks about giving a reason for the hope that's within us, and I think we're supposed to do that with gentleness and respect. I think most of the modeling we see in the culture today is not gentleness and respect. It's a soundbite, it's condemnation, it's trying to win an argument to get a platform, maybe a political platform or more followers, whatever that is. It's coming out of the wrong motives. So the first thing we have to do is we need to have the right heart, and that's what we're talking about. It's the Spirit of God. That's why prayer is so important and daily submission to Christ, right? Because we're submitting to Christ in this. It's not about winning an argument or me feeling good about myself. It's about loving the person across from me through the power of the Holy Spirit. And so that posture of humility, prayerfulness is so important. And obviously we want to earn the right to be heard. So we want to serve people. We want to serve our enemies. We want to serve those in the workplace that are different from us. So how can I serve that person? How can I show them that I love them? What does that look like? Those are things that are done without the dialogue. So when the dialogue's set up, there's an environment of trust and love. That's what I would do at first. And then after that, what do you think, Ben?
Yeah, that's the foundation. What Bucky said, just nailed it. And then I think there's 4 questions. And these are inspired by a guy named Ravi Zacharias. He's a legendary mind for apologetics, which is about faith conversations. He had a fall from grace at the end of time of his life, and that's really sad. But the substance that the Holy Spirit produced through him is really good. And there's 4 questions. You can write these down or just Google them. And the first question is, what is the origin of man? Meaning, where do we come from? The second one is, what's the meaning of life? The third one is, what's right and wrong? Morality. And the last question is, what happens when we die? Those are the 4 fundamental questions of every worldview. Political, social, economic, spiritual. All worldviews must, hang with me, must satisfy those 4 questions. And so those are the highest level category. Where do we come from? What's the meaning of life? What's right and wrong? And what happens when we die? Those 4 questions: origins, meaning, morality, destiny. Origins, meaning, morality, destiny. All of life could be comprised in those 4 questions. Now, for your daily practice of this, just unpack a bunch of questions from each one of those and lead with curiosity. That's what we say. In a God conversation kind of moment, in a dialogue moment, if you want to earn their respect and keep the peace, then start with curiosity. Not your own claim and their own claim, their claim, and then your claim, and then it's just shots fired and we're canceling each other after 20 minutes. It's and it's not fun either, So wouldn't you just rather be curious and find out about, even genuinely curious? Wouldn't you like to be educated about the worldviews out there that are different than yours, so that you have a better chance at dialoguing with the next person you meet like that? Wouldn't you genuinely like to be educated about what someone is saying in the world today? And so don't just give a token curiosity, but a genuine curiosity will really help win the day, I think.
Yeah, and I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to help them own what their worldview is, because a lot of people don't think through their worldview, that freedom worldview. People don't think below that. And what's your worldview really take you? What's it really saying to you? What's it really do for you? And then here's the worldview that I've followed, because again, I'm not no different than you. I was in that worldview too, and it didn't bring me freedom, right? That's my story. But this worldview has, and that's why I present it to you and encourage you to check this one out. See, we're respectful, we're loving, we're offering. We're not telling, we're not condemning, we're not judging.
Yeah, we have one more question, but they're not rushing in yet. Let's just keep diving on this. I love what Bucky says about those questions. When you lead with questions, it forces the person to say out loud what they believe, right? By their own conclusion. And it's a great test for them about their own belief system. So you see, if they arrive at that conclusion on their own without being told, this is true in psychology, right? If something's shoved down your throat, it's not likely to be sticky for your heart and your life. But if someone arrives at that conclusion and they can, on their own, it's going to be sticky. It's going to be more effective for the rest of their lives. So it's not necessarily that you're testing or quizzing them, but that curiosity can lead to them actually outlining what they actually do in fact believe. Does it reconcile with what they've been told and what the news and social media are trying to shove down their throats every day? Does it kind of make sense logically?